Hello, Raven. How are we doing? We're still trying to get it set up a little bit. Let me get the proper link. How was your holiday? Hope it was good. Let's mute that. That'll help. And there's a new link. There we go. Hello, JB. Good, good, good. Boom, boom, boom. Just clean my tank. So this will be an hour and a half stream. We'll get a wife. I've got to get prepped for tomorrow because I'm going away tomorrow for a couple of days. So a lot of stuff to do. Hello, Seymour. Long time no see.
I know. How are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
Good, good, good. Good to know.
I can't find my Liverpool shirt.
I'm not wearing a United shirt. I'm wearing the Royal Mail top. So you don't need to put it on. No one cares.
All right, 1 second.
My day Wednesday when I woke up with a cold, not happy, just starting to feel better. Well, it's good that you're feeling better.
Yeah, I'm happy. I feel pretty.
Also pretty, I feel pretty witty inside.
Where is my? All right. All right. Yeah. So what's new in reefing?
It's your birthday, so JB, it's your birthday. So it was your birthday yesterday and you woke up ill. Not good. What's new in reefing? Yep, sounds like a good title to me. I think it was like a really good brain rush to come up with a title, and it must have been someone amazing that told me the title. You see,
Oh, come on.
what?
Nothing.
Oh well, what was on Wednesday? I keep forgetting. Do you know what? Bank holiday, wasn't it? And I keep thinking it's Thursday, and it's not. It's actually Friday. So yeah. Yeah. So what's new in reefing, Seymour?
No. Have you been keeping up with some of the stuff that's been coming out at Interzoo?
I've seen a few things. Like I said, most prominently is the Red Sea stuff, which obviously Red Sea is a big company, so the stuff that they're bringing out, that I've been keeping up there with. Like the Dorser for me is definitely one that I like. Now I don't think it's a Red Sea product. I think they've just put the name to it.
Well, so the two things that Red Sea released that kind of I have my eye on is the dosing pump called the Red Sea Reef Dose, and their pumps, the gyre pumps, they call Red Sea Reef Wave. And what they're doing is they're basically licensing the gyre technology, and they've made some changes to it. Um, so with the dosing pump, I don't have my hands on it. I've heard people say it's like rebranded something. I don't know. But the thing that kind of impressed me is I saw the app, and I saw screenshots of the app, and it looks like it's very user friendly, very, very user friendly.
Isn't the app
But
isn't the app still in beta testing?
it's not. They didn't even release the pump yet, so I'm assuming that the app isn't even out yet.
Right.
But I am gonna say this is nothing personal against Red Sea, but I am not going to be someone who's going to be like impressed by an app, from now on, because I still remember my experience with the Kessel where I had the app, and I bought the AP700 brand new, and that light cost $900, and I was using that light for more than a year, and the app was still in beta. So that wasn't a very good experience with me. I was not happy about that. There was no Android version. Obviously I'm an iPhone user, so I'm glad they had an iPhone app. But if I was an Android user, I would be pissed that there's no Android app. And the app, it took them about 2 years before they sorted out the app. So, I'm going to wait and see. The thing that's probably going to differentiate it versus the other pumps is the software. And I'm just going to adopt the wait and see approach. I'm not going to get too impressed until I see it.
Right. You see,
The
the
thing
thing
with
is,
the
yeah, they shouldn't do that with apps, knowing that the market, that what they're assuming is that everyone's got an iPhone. You know what I mean? Or everyone's got an Apple product in their house that they can control it with. It's not the case.
Yeah, the thing is, when you're looking at it, it's just, when you have talented developers are, they're rare and you have to pay them good money. So when you have a development team, listen, I understand why business side, and I know as consumers, like, when you're on the business side, you understand why, but as a consumer, I, I don't care. But if you have a talented development team, you have to let them focus on getting one app out and making sure that app works. Otherwise, you have them rushing to develop two different apps and you could release two. Imagine you have an iPhone app that's good and the Android people are pissed off, or you could develop two subpar apps and have the Android people pissed at you for developing a crappy app, and then have the iPhone people pissed at you for developing a crappy app. So I can understand why. But as the consumer, like, I don't care about that response. Like, I just want the thing to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I was even more impressed though by their gyro pumps, the Reef dose. And again, I don't know. I'm gonna put this article in the chat, or maybe if we go on if you go on Reef Builders, you can find it. But again, this is going to be an app. It's licensed from Gyre. It's licensed from CoralView, from Gyre, whoever the Gyre. So it's licensed. But the Reef Wave 20, Paul, does 1,850 gallons per hour and is $250. And then the Reef Wave 40, which is more than double at 4,000 gallons per hour, is only $25 more. So you have a pump. The second pump is going to be more than double the speed at only $25 more. I mean, that sounds, I don't know. To me, that sounds like a typo. You get double the flow rate for only $25 more.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
Yeah, I read it again. I read it a bunch of times on Reef Builders, and to me, it just seems like something's off. Like maybe somebody made a mistake. But from what I'm reading, it looks correct, man. Let me go read the article again, see if there were any corrections. But again, the thing that differentiates them with their controller is the controller is much better, and then you'll be able to use their app. But we'll
Right.
see. We will see. We'll
Do
see.
this licensing. They do all this licensing, and virtually you're getting the same type of pump. So, what's the price range?
Actually, that's not that bad. I think, you know what, 250 for 275 for 4,000 gallons per hour pump. That's not that bad. It is really not that bad. That's really not that bad. Let me see what the Gyre 250 costs. A Gyre 250, which does 5,300 gallons per hour, is 339. You know what? Let me check something. Gyre 230, which is the one I have, it's 289, and it does 2,300 gallons per hour. I don't know. I think they're good values.
Miss Lurker, $275 to move water.
Hey, it's all personal preference, Miss Lurker. What do you think, like those Ecotech pumps and stuff cost? They cost They cost good money. MP40 is Ecotech MP40 is 350. These things aren't cheap.
Yeah. You got Ailey saying ka-ching,
Yeah,
raking the money.
not cheap.
It costs next to nothing to make, but they know that people are buying. That's the thing.
Hey, I listen. It is what it is. Not going to argue about prices because if I didn't want to buy it or if I don't think the value is, I'll just, you know, I'll just go buy a cheaper pump. That's what I do. If I don't think it's worth it, I'll go buy a cheaper pump. Yeah.
$350 to move water for one direction.
Yeah.
She says, sorry, I'm sour when it comes to pumps.
Hey, give me a second, Paul. I gotta make a phone call quickly. Just give me 30 seconds.
So Seymour's just ringing his missus to see what washing liquid to use to wash the pots. Yeah, really. I've got an RW. Don't get me wrong, on one side now I've got a Jaya on one side. But again, when it comes to the RWs, you can not knock them for the price and what they do. Because the flows are brilliant in them. Just cooking my daughter's pizza. Yeah, like I said, the J-Bos. It's like return pumps. You buy all these really expensive return pumps, and I've got a J-Bo one. J-Bo. I love them. I love my MP pumps. You can go cheaper, but there's no heat or cord in the water. They control these tops. See, for that little bit of cord in the water, it doesn't affect me at all. Not one little bit. You can very hardly see it. Even on the outside, you still got it dangling down one way or the other. So no matter which way you have it, you're going to see cord. And because they're inside the water, the pumps keeps them cool anyway. So they don't get, there's not much heat that comes off them.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Lurker says she's sour when it comes to pumps.
Yeah.
The J-Bo pumps work fine. I have to admit, the J-Bo return pumps, the J-Bo stuff, maybe it was then, but I see less and less complaints about them. And I know they die, but sometimes you have to look at it like the amount of money I paid for my gyro pumps. If you buy a cheap RW8 or something and you replace it every year, you could probably go 8 years, than what you pay for some of these, more expensive pumps. You can get a new J-Bo for every year and 5-6 years, and you'll still be less than what you pay for some of these expensive pumps.
Exactly.
Ryan L. Gill says, I've had so many J-Bos die over the years. I've had one J-Bo power head die on me. I've never had a J-Bo return pump die on me. Never had a J-Bo die on me.
You know what? That's exactly the same as mine. I've had a power head go on me. That's when me heater blew, in my system. But I've never had a return pump blow on me. And I've had a few of them. Well, it's not gone bigger, not because they're broke.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it too is I have to say that Ecotech and Tunzi, in my book, they are running neck and neck when it comes to customer service. I have to be honest, and it's probably because I've owned a lot more Ecotech stuff, why they would get the notch number one in terms of customer service in my book. But I've had so much stuff break, Ecotech stuff just break, or I'm not careful with the cords and the cords fray just, and I've always, they tell me create a ticket and send it to us and we'll look at it. And what ends up happening is they fix it and ship it back to me without ever charging me a single penny. And I'm not saying they do it for everybody, but I've had my two Radeon XR30s, because of where I put them, the cord got frayed out. They fixed them. They fixed an MP40 for me. They fixed when my Vectra kept going out. When my power supply, they replaced the power supply and sent me an extra power supply and said, "Hey, we noticed you've been having power problems, so here's an extra power supply. You know, because it's your return pump, and it's we know it's important." So they did. So I like Ecotech support. So you just have to realize that you do get better support when you're buying some of these better products. But you know, to each his own. I would never knock a product for being expensive. But I like the Ecotech pumps. I don't use them anymore because of my Rockscape, and I'm just in love with the gyres now. That could change, but when I did use MP40s and such, I was very happy with them.
Really, don't get me wrong. If I had Woody money, I'd get something just because do you know what? Do you know what, Ailey? That's exactly 100% the way I see it. If I had Woody money, I'd get them stuff. I'd get stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think even the most best reefers on the planet run J-Bus.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think it's a. Yeah, I don't think. I think sometimes we get hung up on the equipment too much. I think we get hung up on the equipment too much. We've seen people successful with cheap stuff. So at this point in time, I don't think that has anything to do with, you know, with someone being successful. But you know, I like my gadgets, so I like, you know, getting these gadgety lights. I like the Ecotech lights. Not a problem for me. If I can't afford it, I'll just get something cheap. Oh, Ryan said I got screwed by a power cord frying in the water. Oh, yeah. I think the newer Jabos have gotten better though.
I think they have because they know that the market's purely there for them, and it's theirs to lose. So all they need is someone to have a really bad product, and that can flip a product of theirs. So I can't see it happening.
Have you?
Well,
No, I said, have you? Well, I think we were talking the other day. We were talking about the some of these new Triton tests.
how do you mean?
No, Triton has some is going to release a new test that sort of tests for.
Dissolved carb.
Yeah.
See, that'll be,
So
you know, like we're always talking about the Redfield ratio, the Redfield ratio. That test will tell you your Redfield ratio.
oh, Redfield ratio. Every time that gets mentioned, my head spins because I'm telling you, I don't understand the Redfield ratio. A lot of people
Well,
keep,
this will make you understand it because you know
ah,
that you've got to have 1 part phosphate, 14 parts nitrates, and 100 and was it 16 and 114 parts carbon. But no, you can't measure your carbon, but now you can.
ah, okay, all right. Well, I guess, listen, we have a difference of opinion on that one, and that's all right. I don't understand the Redfield ratio,
I know
and
where you're coming from because you're saying, well, what is it? Same as carbon dosing, this, that, and the other. That's where you're coming from, isn't it? Because carbon dosing, you're adding carbon. Is that going to interfere with it?
yeah, I just don't get it. I gotta admit, Paul, I know I've had a bunch of people explain it to me, and I don't get it. Really don't get it. And that's okay. Like, I just don't get it. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't get it. I've had people explain it to me, but I just don't get it. I'm not getting it. I feel like there's something missing. Maybe it's the way my brain is wired. I'm just not getting it, but I'm not getting it. I understand people tell me about the ratio, but I'm just not getting it.
I don't. Do you know what? I don't. I don't. Because if someone asks me, I'm like, I don't know. I know
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be. I know what it's supposed to be. But can you? if someone asked me to explain it to them, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, oh, do you understand how quickly carbons form and dissolve? No. Simple question. Simple answer. Simple question.
Yeah. But one thing I did do a little bit more digging. You know, the other day we saw the Triton picture with carbon fast, carbon medium, carbon slow. You know,
Yep.
that's like carbon dosing. So I don't know if Triton's gonna release their own form of carbon dosing regimen. So that's the way you can maybe slowly reduce. I just did a little bit more digging, and that's what I found. I could be wrong. I'm just putting a disclaimer here. I reserve the right to be wrong, but it
You know
seems
what?
like.
It won't surprise me
Mhm.
because they're trying to get their tank perfect with their products. And if you start dosing Norpox in there and you're using the Triton products, that's a market that they're losing.
Mhm. So from what I see, they're gonna have a couple of other things. They're gonna have like a deluxe test that tests for all the regular Triton stuff that we're used to testing for, and then it tests for the new organics, or you could buy the new organics as a separate test.
Hmm. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because they're keeping the standard test, the dual test, and the standalone test. You know, with the so they're doing one. Yeah, so they're doing one of each, one for the carbon, one for the normal one that's been out a while, and the dual, where you can buy them both together. But what they've not done is done one for test dry raw, like ATI have done.
Mm, yeah, you're right.
So they should have done that. They should have brought that out now, like test dry raw.
Hmm. I wonder if you send in a sample of your RO for the regular Triton test.
To me, it's a waste of money.
All right.
What paying what 50 some dollars over there to
Yeah, I
test my
wouldn't.
RO wall?
I wouldn't. I would just use my nitrate, phosphate, whatever test kit. If those don't come up zero, then I'd be a little bit more concerned.
Yeah,
But
but you can't use your nitrate because it's a saltwater nitrate test kit, isn't it?
well, you can use the freshwater nitrate test kit.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, you could. You could. Ryan
Well,
says, I'm just sitting here watching my tank. My Antheas are a little terrorist who,
yeah, well,
yeah.
like my clownfish are with my fingers.
Oh,
Hello, Dev. How you doing? No, you all right. What are you doing
what's
tomorrow,
shaking,
Cubs?
boys? Not much. Um, I had a list here. Remember we were talking with Woody about the Giesman Stellar? That's the new fixture.
Yeah,
That's the new. So I think I did a little bit more digging. So what I think at first we thought it was the same Aquatic Life T5 fixture,
yeah,
but it turns out what happens is Giesman is actually releasing their own version of it, where you could put your own T5s in it. But of course, because it's Giesman, it's probably going to be more expensive and also look a lot better, right?
yeah.
Um, but it's basically going to be the same premise as, hey, Asa, it's going to be the same premise as the Aquatic Life. You just put your own LEDs in it. Yeah, there are a lot of interesting products.
Do you know what I'd like to see? Where it's literally just your your two like I've got the XR15s, an XR15, an XR15 on the brackets, and an attachment what you can add in the center of them two to add T5s if you wanted the T5s. You know what I mean? Without it being a big bulky, you know, fixture on
Yeah,
top. But to me, I like things on a bracket. I don't like things hanging from the ceiling, and that's what puts me off. Or I don't
yeah,
like things hanging on the side of the tank. You know, like the Max Spec, like the razors.
Hmm.
I don't like that because you can't work around your tank without knocking the legs. Do you know when they're at the side, but if they're at the back, you don't go there anyway. So
Yeah,
that's
so I had same thing like on my nanos before. I used to set the light on the glass lid. It was just such a pain having to take your light off and move it. It's just nice having stuff floating above and not in the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But do you get where I'm coming from with that, Dave?
Oh yeah.
If they made an adapter which you could just clip onto the lights and you could have T5s attached to them,
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
They do have brackets, but what the guy says, it's heavy enough where they wouldn't recommend you clip it to the side of your tank. So they actually have a product where you could nail it into the back of your tank, into the back of your stand, and then it comes up high enough over the tank. But
Yeah, so you're getting the weight, you're getting the distribution of the weight.
yeah, yeah.
Mm. Yeah. How you doing, Dad?
Yeah, not bad.
Good.
Spending endless hours 3D modeling trying to plan this out.
That's going to be the bane of your life, that, you know.
Gonna be good.
Are you sleeping thinking about it?
It's gonna be good though.
Yeah. So what other new products, that's out there?
What's that?
We're talking about new products. Do you know that? That are out and about, that what interests you?
Yeah, so Interzoo. So we talked about the good old red purple pond yesterday.
Yeah.
Got their coral box stepper motor pump. They got their gyri. Suppose there's an app to control it all. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the look of those new pumps. They look pretty good for the tiny size. What else is new? Got that Clarisy filter roller. I saw that on my little video I posted. What else is new?
I saw a Chato reactor from Tunzi only because we've this is kind of interesting where the Chato is meant to be, so there's a single light. But
yeah, it spins, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, seen it.
That was interesting.
The
Chato spins.
Oh, the Chato.
Inside the reactor.
Yeah, I'll put a video in the chat if you can see it. But yeah, the Chato spins. There's a single light. The thing is, it comes with the pump and everything. There's one light and the Chato spins around.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago. You know what? I don't know about this. I'll reserve judgment. But the thing that I like about Chato reactors is whether, I used to have the Pax Bellum, but the thing is, even the ones that we've built, I think you helped me build one, Dev. The thing with the Chato reactors is when the lights, like the Chato gets intense light from all sides, whether it's the one with the tube down the middle or with the lights wrapped on the outside. All the ones, all they have in common is they get intense light from all sides. So while the Tunzi one looks cool, I don't know if it's getting as intense light as even some of the ones we've built.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've solved the problem with like clogging and stuff like that, but
they're just like making a vortex inside of there, like shooting the water at an angle. Huh.
Yeah, but still, like we could probably, for whatever they charge for this, we could get a reactor for maybe $100-$150. We could build a large one. I don't know.
Dev, there's a challenge for you.
Make one of those? Easy. Yeah. I may be building a reactor soon for something. I could probably just 3D print a nozzle to shoot it out at an angle and do something similar. Yeah. All right. Maybe I'll get creative and do that. We'll see. I got a really cool something coming.
Hey, Asa, how you doing?
Yeah. Good. I got a question for you. I went looking that 280 gyre.
Yes, sir.
It does not have a controller. The ice pack doesn't have a controller that runs that. So I'm going to have to go with a 250. How are you happy with the 250?
Hang on a second. There's no ice cap gyre for the what? Hang on a second, Asa.
The 280 or whatever.
What?
The 80 version?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm pretty sure you're correct, but let me just
Well,
do my
I
little.
checked with Bulk Reef Supply, and I checked with Coral View, and
All
they
right.
said they don't have one, and they don't have one in development.
Okay. So I have the 230. What size tank do you have, Asa?
180.
How? What's the length?
6 foot.
6 foot. I think it'll work. I think it'll work, Asa. My thing is always these gyres, when you run them close to their max, they can be a little bit noisy.
Right.
That is my only thing. That is, I think you'd be able to do exactly what you want. But just my concerns is yeah, when you run them that close, they're just a little bit noisier. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, that's why I want to get the 250, which is the biggest one that has a controller.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. All right. If you This is a tough one, Asa. I wish it.
So what are you mulling over?
Well, the thing is I was I would do like a search on Google, on YouTube, to see if anyone who's running like the 250 and what size tank they're running it on and how happy they are with it.
Mm-hmm.
But just if you see, someone running it on a 6 foot tank and and it looks like it's pushing enough water for you, as long as you can deal with the potential noise. Because I've heard the thing is with the noise, it's hit or miss. Because you have some people say it's, and then again, noise is one of those things that's subjective. You've heard people say, "Oh, mine is dead silent," and then you have other people say it makes a racket. So I think when you on a 6 foot tank, when you're running it, when you tend to run it in the 70-80% range, you're going to get some noise.
Well, I'm going to run it in concert with a core, which is doesn't really do that good a job by itself. So I'm going to try to have them running just parallel to each other, going in the same direction.
All right. Yeah, I think it'll work on a 6 foot tank. I think that gyre will work. It's just.
And it looks like. I guess I'm going to get the controller from IceCap because they have them in stock, but they don't have the 280s by themselves. So I'm going to have to scrounge around and find one somewhere else, even though I don't have the warranty as good as you get from. Hey, how's it going? I can't hear anything you're saying.
I can't hear it either. So I found a couple of videos where someone is using the 250 on a 6 foot tank. And based on what I'm seeing with the surface agitation, it looks like the reach. It looks like you can get there.
Yeah. So okay, I just wanted to double check with you to see if you said, "Oh, I heard the 250 has a problem" or something.
No. I'm using mine and I like them. I just think my issues with them is when they run at high speeds. Mine gets up to 100. Sometimes there's an audible noise, and it's especially loud after you finish cleaning them. So what I tend to do now, I run them at lower flow during the day, and then they're at 100 at night when I'm at bed. And the other thing is I think they require a little bit more maintenance versus let's say, like an Ecotech. But how I mitigate that is you can just don't wait for that 5 to 6 months when you do that big maintenance. Like every 2 months, I just turn one off, leave it in like a bucket of, vinegar, and then do a light brushing and put it back in the tank, and then do the other one the other night. And, that gives it a little bit more maintenance versus, when you have to do that big take apart every 6 months. So that's how I kind of mitigate that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, so I'll jump on that. While I'm here, I had a little yellow nudibranch that died, and I didn't take it out of the tank. I lost 4 fish.
What?
Yeah, and including a big powder blue.
You think the nudibranch did that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yikes.
You had oh
That seems
wow.
like a lot from a. How big was this thing?
The nudibranch,
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 inches long.
that
And
seems like a lot for one little thing.
in
Yeah.
your 100-gallon system, it killed that many fish?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
The only
All
thing
right.
else, the only thing else that's happened is I started that peristaltic pump, and the guy that used it before just said it wasn't. It had been running dirty water, but nothing that's poisonous. And I can't see that anything going through a tube peristaltic pump would at 50 gallons a day could cause the tank to kill that many fish.
Yikes.
So I'm thinking it's the yellow nudibranch.
Yeah, I didn't. You just scared. You just scared me. Wow. Yellow
Hmm.
nudibranch could be that toxic where it kills. Wow. How you have corals in the system yet?
Nope.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm sorry that happened, Asa. I'm really
Yeah,
sorry.
can't win them all.
Yikes.
Yep. So that's about all I have to report. I'll probably go back to lurking.
All right. No problem. A yellow nudibranch. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I heard them nudie brands could
You
be real
know, you
toxic.
know, I didn't have a yellow nudibranch, but I had another nudibranch I purchased, and the same day he drifted right into the power head and ripped himself to shreds.
Yikes.
And but it scared the heck out of me so much that I did almost a 100% water change.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Well, I won't be using any more of them.
all right. I don't mean to laugh. It's just
Yeah, I know.
I didn't mean to laugh.
I should have just fished him out right away, but I figured he's so small, it shouldn't make any difference.
Yeah, that's amazing. You think it'd be so tiny, you wouldn't have that much of an effect in there, but
Yeah, to be honest, I think that's what I would have done too. I would have probably left him there because when I don't see something or I suspect that something dies, unless it's a big fish, like I don't usually go hunting for it. I usually say, "Oh, I
Right.
have a cleanup crew," or the tank is big enough. It should be able to handle it. So I
Right.
probably would have done the same thing you did, where I would have, maybe dismissed it and say, "Oh, it's something that you can handle."
Yeah, when I get around to it. And it turned black. And then when I fished it out, it had little yellow specks on the bottom side. So where the bacteria hadn't gotten to it or whatever, I don't know what, but it turned pitch black.
that's crazy.
And there were no worms on it. Nothing touched it. Usually it's like dust to dust, you know. The
Mhm.
worms come and wipe it out pretty quick, but nothing touched it.
That's probably a sign.
Yep.
I knew it was trouble.
I knew
Hey,
you
Paul,
were
I'm just
trouble. Go on.
Paul, I'm just gonna mute for a few minutes. I just gotta wash some dishes, so it's probably gonna get a little bit loud. So I'll be listening. I'll jump in if I have a question, but just give me
You
a few
mean
minutes.
Seymour
Hey,
washing dishes? Never.
oh,
Hey,
oh,
DC, can you talk yet? Can
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
just barely, yeah.
Let me turn you up. Let me turn you up. One sec. Try now, DC.
Oh, turn me up. Turn me up.
You're up. You're up. You're up.
I'm turned up.
You turned up.
So you going to Charlotte
Hey,
over the weekend?
not this weekend, not tomorrow, but next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I plan on visiting Tristan again.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to stop past your place and do a little chit chat. interview type style.
Yeah.
So,
Now, I'll warn you, there ain't hardly anything to see.
well, that's not the point. Is really not to highlight the actual tank. When I do these visits, it's to actually highlight the person that's building the tank, or their mindset and all that kind of stuff. So it's not really like a show and tell. It's almost just like a let's just talk about reefing type, almost like a live stream, but just one-on-one.
Yeah, because I'm basically the same place I was when I released that video. I made a lot of progress, but it doesn't look any different,
Right. Yeah, I don't. What I don't like is showing like going to people and showing all the glory and not showing some of the struggles behind it. Like it's easy. I know, like when we get company, the first thing we want to do is clean our tank, clean the glass, and do this and do that. But just to see a tank in this stage is like the process of it. Because it's easy.
I can definitely show you some struggles.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do that. Like I got that from like going to LFSs all the time and just looking at the display, not looking at the sump or I always just stare at the display and kind of get, I guess, mesmerized and not know what it took to get there. So, it's I'm gonna be showing some that's like tanks that's doing great, some that's not doing so great. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So it's really like it's not to like I don't know. I'm not trying to like embarrass or anything like that. I just want to show, just highlight that person's like thinking and all that kind of stuff.
So you're looking at Sunday or Sunday night?
I'm gonna come down. I'm leaving probably like early Saturday morning, like the wee hours of the morning Friday. So I should be like in Winston-Salem like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, something like that.
Okay, so you're not going to do it on the way back out.
I'd rather do it on the way there. That way I can stop, spend like 2 hours with you. Because Winston-Salem is about what, another 2 hours from Charlotte?
Yeah, 1.5 to 2. Yes.
Yeah. So that way, once I'm done with you, I could rest and then head over to Tristan's, rest, head over to maybe Click Clack, and then go home. Like I want to be able to leave Sunday like morning and just go straight to DC.
So how long do you think you're going to be with me?
Maybe like an hour or 2 hours. Not long.
Okay, cool. That's good. I have classes that I teach around 11, and so which I can cancel if it runs long, but it gives me a better picture.
It should be I'm gonna draw up some questions and stuff, like some like generic stuff. And then like as far as filming, like shooting the tank, it don't take long. Like all I need is maybe about 30 minutes of footage, because a lot of it's gonna be like B-roll, while we talking in the background, just showing things, stuff like that. So
Okay, cool.
Not major. Yeah. Actually, if you I just left a comment on Infamous Aquatics channel, and he just did like a tank tour of Bubba Shinobi, and he did like, it was like maybe 5 minutes, but it was a great 5 minutes, because he just highlighted his tank and stuff like that. So I left a comment because I was like, man, we kind of got the same idea, but we're gonna do it a little different with the road trip stuff. It's gonna be good. I mean, between me and him, we should cover a lot of ground.
Cool.
Yeah. So like when I hit you guys, like the North Carolina people, and then my next series would be like the New York. I got Dave's Nano Tanks, Miss Risa, Sabella fella, hopefully, couple guys up that way, Reefing with O, of course, and so it should be fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds like pretty cool.
Yeah. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, Asa, so you got a full-time job. You're building all this stuff for your tank. You do kickboxing or MMA gloves, and you teach classes. Man, what don't you do?
I also play the flute and a little bit of guitar, a little bit of sax, and I don't get much TV time.
Nope.
Oh, you're making us look bad. Now I feel bad. All right, I'm gonna go run a marathon now. So I can feel good.
Hey,
Hey,
Brett.
hey, Devin.
I do everything in short 2-minute bursts.
Yeah,
All
Patrick.
right.
I've never done a marathon.
Hey man, I've never done one too, but I feel like I need that to keep up with you.
Hey, what's up, DC?
Hey, Devin, I got a question. You have the Sony A6500.
The Toonsy 86500. Which one's that one?
That
Okay, I'm gonna be lurking.
No worries.
no. Do you have the Sony A6500?
Oh yes, camera wise, yes I do. I do. You mean one of these? Wait.
The A65. Okay.
Oh.
What would be a good price if I was to get it used?
You are super choppy. Mine cost me 1900 used, but it also had the 18-105 lens on it. It's a bit cheaper in the States. Here the body alone was like 1850 normally. So I basically got a lens with it for the price of just the body for buying a used one.
Yes. Yes.
You are so
I
choppy.
just saw it.
Yeah.
So what will be a good lens and all? Or down my decision because I want to be able to shoot like add like different lenses like macro lens, stuff like that. So
The only bad thing with the Sony ones
and
is the
Moki's
lenses
telling
are
me to go to the A7 AR7 something like that.
Yeah, so that's a full frame camera. I like the 6500 because it's a bit smaller, and I mean it does 4K. Like you get.
And I'm like,
I think the only big
no,
advantage with the full frame. No, you're so choppy. Um, is if you're shooting in really low light, the full frame sensor's better. I don't know if you caught any of that, but if you're shooting in low light, the bigger sensor's better. But aside from that, I don't think there's a huge difference for the stuff that we do. At least for me, I like the more compact form factor.
Yeah,
That's
I
why.
don't want nothing huge. Am I still choppy?
Yeah.
Yep, super choppy. Hey, here's a random question. Should I do 3/4 inch return lines or should I go bigger?
I don't know. I would say, but I wouldn't know.
You said 3/4 or bigger?
Yep.
Those are two options, Dev?
Yeah, I think technically you could go up to 1.25 inches, and I think that's the pump's like maximum efficiency or something like that. But I'm doing 3/4
Yes.
now, and it's plenty. I just
The difference between the flow rate you're gonna get, the difference between like an inch and a quarter versus like 3/4, that's a big difference. Like Ecotech, I think the Ecotech Vectra M1, if you're not using 1.25 inches, like you don't get anything close to the advertised flow rate.
Yeah.
So I would go as big as you can.
Think
Doesn't
so, eh?
matter whatever pump you use, you're not gonna get anything that's lead pressure. Pumps last longer, but I think the inch and a quarter. I wouldn't do 3/4 if you could, if you don't have to. Yeah, the flow rate is a big difference. Like the this Laverios 8, because I was using it on 3/4 inch plumbing, that thing was making a huge amount of noise. And CoralView said, it's because it needs I need to use it with 1.25 inches. And to be honest, the guy who I traded it to for the Kessel, he used it on 1.25 inches, and he said it was silent. So it was the fact that the plumbing had something to do with, the pump. I know noise is subjective, but the fact that he's using it on a larger plumbing and he said it wasn't a problem with the noise. I think, that's a testament to, go with as big a plumbing as you can.
Okay, no, that's fair. I was debating, and it is the M1, so it's the exact pump I'm going with.
Is
Yeah, you have to get those
M1
adapters.
strong enough for that? That size tank?
What's that?
Is the M1 strong enough for that size tank? If he uses 1.25 inch plumbing, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because if you're not running a manifold and you're using the M1 straight to the tank, 1.25 inch plumbing, then yeah, you're gonna get. I don't think you need more than 1,800 or so, gallons per hour to the display. I don't think you need more than that, right?
Hmm. Well, I mean,
but you're gonna.
I have a single M1 now that I run at like 50%. So I'm gonna have dual pumps that I'll probably run even lower percentage.
Yes. So that 1.25 inch is that 1.25 inch is gonna make a big. Even the inch is gonna make a big difference with the flow rate.
Okay. All right. So go bigger. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yep. And just so you don't unnecessarily restrict the plumbing, if you're gonna use the 1 inch pipe, get the bigger flow monitor and then reduce it, because that flow monitor is going to add a little bit of resistance.
Do you find any advantage to having the flow monitor?
I took them off, right?
Yeah.
The application that I was using them at with the manifold, I learned a lot with it. I learned about head pressure, about how a manifold is not the most efficient use. So for that reason, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I took them off and I put a 1/2 inch one back on because I needed to tune the flow rate for my UV sterilizer. Like I needed to match the exact flow rate that BRS recommended. So I think they're useful. I don't think I was using them properly. And after my one time when the Biz was on my live stream and he explained, the way he uses them, I got to say I'm a fan of them again.
Okay.
So I've put one back on the tank. I still have a 1 inch and another 1/2 inch, but I put one of the 1/2 inch back on the tank because I needed to, test the flow rate to, I guess the flow rate, the effectiveness of a UV sterilizer depends a lot on the flow rate you're giving it. So in that case, I felt it was important enough to put one back on, the tank. So
for a sterilizer,
it's been worth it.
Okay. I don't know.
It's been worth it.
If it's, I don't know if it's worth putting one on mine or not, but I'm just trying to think all these little things out.
Yeah. If I was doing, I was doing another tank, like a new build, I would put one on the return line.
Yep.
I would absolutely put one on the return line. If there's any, like if I was putting in a UV again, I would put one on the UV. And if there's anything else where like the device, like if I was using a recirculating skimmer again, I would put one on, because then, recirculating skimmers uses 2 pumps, one to feed it and one to generate air, so a lot of them, the effectiveness of them depends on how much water you're feeding it. So in that case, I could see myself using another one. I'm going to leave that one open. I'm going to say I wasn't a fan. After talking to the Biz, I'm a fan of them again. And I can see future instances where I would definitely use them. So, yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
the Biz. He's
my one
Mr.
thing I
Apex.
thought.
So
What's
that's
that?
probably why he convinced you. The Biz is Mr. Apex, so that's probably why he convinced you.
True.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but I just thought of them as knowing the flow. But then, he said, I think he said, I know when my pumps need cleaning because I know what flow rate it should be putting out. You know what I mean? So things like that. And so different things I didn't think about. He wants to know how his ATO is flowing. I don't remember exactly what it is, but there were some instances that I didn't think about. But maybe because I was using it. The thing is, I was using it on a manifold, so and manifolds by themselves are a little bit frustrating because you tune, and then you can imagine. I upgraded the pump a lot on my manifold, and then realized, even though I maybe added 50% more pump flow, I only got maybe an extra 50 or 60 gallons per hour to my display. So that really kind of ticked me off a little bit. Maybe that's what turned me off.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I like them. I would use them again.
Okay, good to know. You're always a good one to ask. I know you've experimented with a ton of this stuff.
Yeah.
See my saltwater journeys video this morning.
Yeah, I think he's been having some bad luck with his tanks a little bit lately. Yeah, he's just had a string of bad luck. I feel really bad for the guy. I feel really bad for Tom.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Hey, Devin.
So,
Hey.
Are you is that sump that's gonna be like a PVC sump? Like custom built?
Or acrylic. Probably acrylic.
I didn't catch none of that.
Oh.
Am I still breaking up?
Yeah, no, you're fine now. No, I said it's probably gonna be acrylic.
Okay.
Then I make it all fancy and put little bulkheads in it for the dosing lines and all that jazz.
no glass anymore?
If I'm going to do the church scrubber and everything's contained, then I think I'm okay with acrylic because then it's not going to have to worry about trying to clean it and scratch it and all that jazz. How do you like your acrylic sump? Speaking of.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the color, the dark color.
Mm-hmm.
So when it does get dirty, you know, you can't see it. Especially since I'm not using filter socks, you know, it's one of those things where I think it's like a hidden danger where you don't see the detritus buildup. I know it's building up. I know I need to I know I need to clean it. I know I need to clean it, but you don't see it there.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I really do like it. I like the color. I like another thing I just bought the black one because I thought it was cool. But another thing I realized when I'm using the Kessel is it actually blocks light from going into the skimmer compartment. So that was kind of an unforeseen. Yeah, I got to be honest. I didn't design it that way. I didn't want it. That's not one of the things I thought of when I was buying it. But because it's black acrylic, no light gets spilled over from the refugium to the skimmer.
That's nice. I actually bought a chunk of acrylic to separate a section, but now it's kind of on the back burner until I figure this out.
Okay, and now I'm at the point now where coralline algae is growing. So, you know, I'm definitely seeing the bin. I have to do a cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And then once every 3 months, even though I'm doing Triton and I don't necessarily do those weekly or monthly water changes, but once every 3 months, I do a big water change. And that's when I kind of go in and vacuum the detritus.
Mm-hmm.
But surprisingly, Dev, because mine drains into the skimmer, into the refugium section and is full, I think a lot of that stuff gets caught up in the Chaeto. So if you're not careful and you don't add floss, I can create a dust. The first few times when I was emptying my Chaeto,
Mm-hmm.
I created like a dust storm in the tank because of all the stuff that was trapped. But now, now I'm a little bit more careful. I also I have a spot for some floss, and so I'm a little bit more careful. So I don't create the dust storm anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I like it. Acrylic is good.
Yeah. How much space do you think I need for plugs? Everything. All these little things I consider.
I don't know, man. I'm really bad with plugs.
Yeah, if I mount, because the EV832 AVEX is a lot bigger than the old energy bar. But if I mount it vertical or whatever, horizontally, then I could save a bunch of space and hide it. If I put like a bar or something across to mount to.
You were pretty, you were pretty, you know, what was the word, creative with mounting or defining space for the current apex, but I'm pretty sure you'll figure out something.
Yeah, I'm thinking this way might be the way to go, though. If I get them to put like a little strip of steel or something that I can screw into on the little crosshair, and then do little caps or something to hide it all. I don't know. It's so hard to try and make it like everything hidden and just like super clean looking.
Paul, any questions in the chat?
No, but my tank is proper awesome.
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Sorry. But do you know when you can blow smoke up your own ass? Because it is.
Oh my gosh.
So it is.
Like a freaking chimney over there, Paul.
Again?
I said you're like a chimney over there.
Yeah, blow smoke up your own ass. Look how the lights are off. You can see, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely.
Fancy schmancy.
I've got no filter. Anything on it. It's crystal.
Looking
Beautiful,
good.
beautiful.
You're making me want one of those reactors now, the upflow ones. I don't know where I'd put it though.
You know what? I've just changed today. I've just changed the carbon in the GFO in it. And I did it. In fact, I was talking to Seymour. It took me about 3 minutes to change everything. Just by emptying the bags, putting more in, putting it back in. That quick.
Easy
Bags
peasy.
coming out the road, Dad. You've got to use the bags. I don't know why people don't use it before. I've not used it before. It's like that. So clean.
You put bags in it. Yeah. I think that was my issue with that reactor is I didn't use bags. And there's been a couple of times where stuff escaped into but also I think Paul, the ones that sold in the US is an older version than the one that Paul uses. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I think Paul has version 2, while we have version 1.
Yeah, I have version. Michael's got version 1. I have version 2, but I think there's been a 3 and a 4 since that.
Oh, really?
I think the newer one has what you said, Dev. Do you know the center brace? So it's got like a disc in the center, so you could have like carbon at the bottom, and it's got a brace in the middle, so you can have your GFO at the top, or vice versa.
That's handy.
So they don't need to fall onto each other. Where if you have the carbon at the bottom in a bag anyway, you could push that down because that doesn't need to move anywhere, does it?
Do you got the smaller one or the bigger one? I think you'd only need the small one, eh?
Why is there a small one and a big one? Is there? Hang on, let me click on that. Let me have a look.
There's UFF.
Yeah, mine's a small one. Yeah, mine's a small. The other one's huge.
I think he has 003 because
Yeah,
we wouldn't be able to fit in the Red Sea sump if he had the big one. So I think he has the small one.
Yeah, the small one's big. That's the thing.
If you're using it to tumble GFO, I mean, these reactors to tumble media that needs tumbling.
Look, that is the newer one.
Doesn't get better than these.
See, it's got that.
It's so tall. It's very easy to.
That's the new one, Dev. That's the version 3.
That's the newer one.
Yeah, that's the newer one.
Yeah, you can tell by the plate. Yeah, you can tumble GFO. If you tumble in GFO, it has such a tall reactor. It's easy to get the flow rate and the right tumble on the GFO without the dust, escaping. I found that it's perfect for that. I just had trouble running carbon through it. But the filter bag, put it in the bag is a good idea.
Yeah. How I wish they gave
you.
you.
Someone use the SR Aquaria speed test. What's that? Aqua stick speed. Aquaria stick. What's that? Read that in the chat. I don't get it. I don't know what it is, so I couldn't tell you.
Why would you say the tube is on it? Like 3 inches or 4 inches?
Say again.
Would you say the vertical tube in it's 3 inches or 4 inches, or 3.5, or whatever the pipe size is for the tube in that reactor?
I will in a minute.
You're talking about the tube going in?
The acrylic cylinder.
Okay, I'll tell you right now.
3 inches, isn't it?
3 inches? Okay.
3.5. 3, and the diameter is
Yeah.
Almost 4 inches, like 2 notches on my. It's 2 notches on my tape measure, less than 4 inches.
Okay, we'll go 3.5. Oh, close enough.
3.8.
Yeah, it says the base. It says 5.5.
3.8 inches.
That's the base. Okay.
That base.
I think the base. Yeah.
That's the base makes it so stable.
Yeah. All right, so something like that.
It's a device that stirs up test kits for you. Reach me wide. In the one with the center pole, can you use bags? Can you? Yeah, that's what I do. Mine, I had to put it into a bag and I just like twirl the bag around so the pole still goes through the middle of it. But yeah, I do that.
Kind of makes sense. A bit cleaner and easier.
It's like I've changed that. Like you can't see.
Boom. There you go. There's my Ultra Reef. I go that route.
Hang on. Let me point here. Right. So, hang on. See, that's hard, isn't it? Right, yeah. So at the bottom, it's going to pull between
You're super hard to hear, Paul. I can see you.
Every time I put it down here, my mind goes all funny. Right?
Yep.
So, and up here is the GFO in the bag,
Okay.
and it's really slack, so it's still bouncing up inside it, inside the bag. In fact,
Nice.
you can see little air bubbles like popping out of the bag.
Yep.
The water's going through it. But that's where the water's going through the bag because it's slack to the bag.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay. Nice. Okay, sweet.
but yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I've just like I said, the only reason I do it is for tidiness. And GFO is the muckiest thing ever. And as soon as it gets into the sponges and all that, you can never get it out. Do you know what I mean? So if it's in a bag, it's clean, it comes out clean. You can just pull your bag out, empty the bag, put more GFO in, tie the bag, bang it back in.
Yeah, that makes it super easy.
And you know all that water's flowing up past it. Do you know what I mean? You're getting all that water passing through it. Usually, but you stick it in the sump, you're getting that little bit of water going through it. You know the pumps pumping. What pump's that? 1,200 litres per hour pump that. And I have it. I run it about 4 notches up.
Yeah.
So just say 800 litres per hour or something running through it.
Okay. It's gonna be a freaking tight fit back there.
But it's, like I say, I like the reactor itself. It looks nice and all, though. It's not like an ugly reactor.
In fact, I could probably fit it right behind the skimmer. It's gonna be so tight in there.
Well, that's what I've done. Mine's a squeeze in there.
Yeah.
You see, mine is a squeeze.
I'm still gonna need a feed pump for it all.
See, this is what I've done, though, Deb. I think my pipe's a bit longer than it. If you look, this is the pump here.
Got a little DC pump?
Yeah, little DC pump there. My tube's long, it just goes up and down again.
Yeah.
Go into it, but you don't need it like that. You can literally have a pipe, like the pipe's here. You can have a little pipe and a pump above it. Or the pump anywhere you want, as long as it doesn't fit here. You know what I mean? So you don't need a lot of pipe, right? I've just got that, just in case I ever wanted to move it. You know what I mean? And I couldn't be asked chopping the pipe. Well, mine's a tight squeeze with him in there.
Yeah, well, either way, if I go that route, I'm going to need a feed pump for the turf scrubber and that, so I'll have to hide one in there somewhere somehow. Maybe I can put the inlet all that on the back and somehow just make a tiny manifold for the 2-off a pump or something.
Yeah. So Lawrence G. Yeah, right. Lawrence G. Yeah, with the carbon, I put the carbon in the bag and I make that bag tight because you don't want the carbon bouncing around. So what I'll do, I'll make it like a sausage. Do you know what I mean? In the bag. So I'll make it tight and I'll make it sausage so I can like wrap that round inside it and I'll put that in.
Yeah.
Then I put a sponge on top of that. Then I put the carbon, the GFO, in a loose, like stocking tight bag.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it can still bobble around inside it. So the GFO is still bobbing around, but obviously it's not flying everywhere, which keeps it nice and clean.
Yep. No, it's a good way to roll.
You think about it, if you do it like that though, you can add extra stuff. If you want anything in there, on top of it, you could put bio balls, you could put other stuff, as long because the water's constantly passing through it. So
Yeah,
you
it's
could
nice
put
to have
lots
the
of
one reactor design too.
Yeah. It's like what you could do with these max spec balls, you could drop them in the bottom. You know what I mean? So you could have the carbon halfway up and then your GFO up further up than that. So it's the uses of it, you can save a lot of space in your sump just by having that one tube.
Yeah. I'm able to hide it right behind the turf scrubber.
Yeah, and it oxygenates and all. Do you know what I mean? Because it's up and down. So it's always you're getting like oxygen flow constantly in your tank with it. And it's quiet. Do you know what I mean?
I appreciate quiet.
I can't stand noise.
I'm with you.
It's like, no, I can hear me skimming now. You know what I mean? But I've got it on like a thick skim. So it's trying to get the bubbles up there, but it can't.
Make it work. Work hard for those bubbles.
Yeah. Well, I've got the new skimmer plate in there. Have you seen it? The egg shaped one.
Nope.
Let me show you this plate. It's a weird plate to make bubbles.
You like it?
Yeah. Like I say, it's just come out, this plate.
Is it a big difference, or is it to what you had before?
Yeah, the bubbles go from tiny bubbles to bubbles the size of a pinhead.
Oh, really? Huh. Super tiny. It's so tiny.
We actually did a review on it on, was it, I don't know if it was Reef Builders or something like that. Give me a second, I'll find it. Reef Builders did it on at Christmas. It's like the diffuser plate. There it is.
Now, is it made for your skimmer, or you just got it and threw it in?
Oh no, it's made for the skimmer.
Okay.
I got the skimmer before I got the plate.
What kind of skimmer do you have again?
It's the red starfish. You know what I said? Red Sea's copied.
Yeah.
That's why I knew they copied it.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Right, so here we go. Look. So let's share that. Look at that plate.
That's weird, eh?
Yeah. So instead of just having the holes like usually having a plate,
Yep.
the little holes. So they go through that little hole, then they cut through the little hole, and then they go through them tiny holes.
Oh, crazy.
You know the way they do it. But yeah,
That's funky, eh?
it's different.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at these skimmers here, hang on, let's see if we can get the skimmer up itself. Look at that design there.
Mm-hmm.
See that design, and then you got your, what do you call them? Cogs, you call them?
Auger gear.
Yeah. But it's got that gear mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not seen them on another skimmer.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So, and that's what Red Sea have just done. The exact same design.
Probably made in the same factory with a new sticker on it.
You know what? Yeah, it will be.
Yep.
Like I say, like this is on Reef Builders, so they did a little article on it. This is Michael's got the big one. I think Michael's got like this big ass one here.
Yeah.
Where I've got the, might have been something like that one there. Michael's got this one.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I like it.
Yep.
The difference between that one and the one I had, I could just put on the base, on the floor of my skimmer, my sump.
Mm-hmm.
Where this one, it had to be raised up.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
Yeah, and you see that stick, that little line there on the skimmers? Oh, you can't see it.
Oh. Yeah, it was back on your camera.
But they've got the optimal line there. In the skimmer, so you can tell exactly where the water needs to be, which is always a nice little.
That's handy. Quite handy.
And the tube to empty it is bloody long. Just look at the skimmer. Look how long that tube is to empty it with
it's
the
huge.
hose valve on it.
So have you noticed a difference swapping to that bubble plate? In like performance or using your skimmer?
yeah, it comes out more crap. Do you know, a lot more crap. Like I think before it was more. It was more watery. Even when I was trying to do a dry skim, it was coming out black, but now it's coming out like tar.
Oh, really? Eh?
It's taking the good. Well, I'm not saying it takes good and bad shit out, doesn't it? But it's taking the black shit out, should I say?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, cursing.
Dun dun dun.
Is shit swearing?
Yes.
But you said piss is not swearing, so I don't get it.
Oh.
Piss is swearing. You know what I mean?
Oh, all right. It's okay.
TMG's coming in. Boop, boop, boom. Real TMG, we've got 15 minutes. And guess what 15 minutes means? Shutdown time.
Rough.
No, that's it. If I do a stream, it's going to be a couple of hours and then it's going again. Could you ask Dev if he knows the exact measurements of the, what was it, Clear Sea filter rolls?
I roughly estimated they do have measurements on their site, but it's like top to bottom, forward to back. So I just kind of guessed to do a rough 3D model of it.
Did you realize that the Clarity, they've made a manual version that you can then add a motor to later?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting, right?
Yeah, so yeah, you can. The motor's like an add-on. Like I'll get the motor on. There's no way I'm manually turning a knob every day of my life. But
yeah.
Was that your missus then, Seymour?
My missus what?
Is that a Rackania? Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're going.
Hello, Mrs. Seymour.
Hey.
Hi.
See you later, darling. I like Mrs. Seymour. She's so nice.
Whatever.
What? She's nice. It's just, you need to take a leaf out of her book and be nice.
He's not our friend. We've never met him.
I'm not your friend. I'm her friend.
Hey.
Nice.
Paul, he talks to you more than he talks to me.
Whoa. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's dial it back a bit. All right, let's dial it back a bit.
It's all right. We'll make him nice and polite like a proper Englishman.
The English are not polite. The Canadians now, those are polite.
Oh, you stop blowing smoke up Dev's ass.
We are pretty polite, though. It's kind of true.
Yeah, they are. Honest and polite.
I'm honest. I've never lied.
Is this some kind of competition?
Yeah.
I won.
It's okay. We're okay with Canadians. They have the Queen on the coins.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, what should I do for dosing pumps? Should I stick with the dose or do something else?
No, if
Get
you're
the new Red Sea one. Ooh.
If you're an Apex person, stick with the dose. Everything integrated. If space wasn't an issue, I would stick with my dose.
Space is a bit of an issue, though.
See,
well, I don't know. I can make this thick and then maybe just put the dosing heads in here. I gotta measure how wide it is.
With all this technology going into the water, have you thought about the heat that it's going to generate?
No.
What are we talking about for heat?
Like all the pumps, like double pumps, skimmer, a pump for the reactor, a pump for the Chateau reactor, for the the algae reactor. Is there a pump that goes into the water for the for the filter tray thing?
No, that will just that'll be off a drain line.
Right. I'm saying it for the heat. Do you know, like your summers? Obviously, your summers get hot, your winters get freezing, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm saying like with all the heat that's going to be generated in them.
Might save me electricity. My heaters don't have to kick on as much.
I won't like to see your electricity bill though. Reef Community Worldwide, would you know the price on that? The Red Sea one. I think it might be my first purple pond product. That's a
If
tongue twister, isn't it?
if you're
Purple
talking
pond
about
product.
the dosing pump, Reef Builders kind of said it was going to be around $300,
US.
probably.
So what's that? What's that? That's like 220 quid English. 200 odd quid. Do you know what? Like I say, if it is 200 odd quid, that might make me buy a purple pond products again.
There you go.
See, now what do I do? Because I was going to buy myself the dosing pump. Do you know when the YouTube money comes through?
Mhm.
I thought, this is what I'm going to get. But now I might have to hold on till this comes out. Just to see the price that it is going to be. And to see someone who does a hands-on review of it. Do you know what I mean? So I'd like to know how accurate it is. And it's low profile, and you can use it on your phone. Ooh.
That's nice.
Yeah, the app is the thing that's really kind of having this thing stand out. So far for me.
Mm-hmm. I just like how small it is. With stepper motors. That's what I like. It's basically like, to me, it's the Coral box with stepper motors, right? So it's more accurate dosing heads. But similar form factor of being tiny.
Wait, how many heads does the Red Sea one come with? 8, right?
4.
Or
4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm in love with it, man. I am in love with it, but just for peace of mind, I would just go Apex just to ease the integration. Better to just have. I like the idea of just having one system controlling everything.
Yeah.
You know.
The only one downfall is if you have an issue with your Apex, then you're kind of SOL for some of the other stuff. That's the only one downfall of 100% doing it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But but the dose does work super well. It's so easy to program.
Mm-hmm.
I have one. Like, I'm on the fence if I should get a second one or if I should get something else.
Yeah, I just bought another J-Bow. I'm waiting for Seymour to go pick it up for me. He hasn't responded to me yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, a snake.
Oh yeah.
Dude, a snake. Yo, hold on. I'm outside. I see a wild snake. It's cool.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
I bought it. It's in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. So you bought. Wait a second. Wait. All right, TMG. We got to talk offline because I'm a little confused.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna call you. Oh,
all right.
Is that where you? Listen, man. I've been busy. Is that where you said, like, is the Barclays Center close to me?
Yeah.
I thought I responded to you on my computer. All right. I will talk offline, but yeah, it's not that hard to get to. It's pretty close.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Sweet. Yeah. So I'm gonna use that for my Red Sea Foundation. The other J dosing pump.
Hey, how did you start messing with the Senna yet? What do you think? How's your par looking?
Seymour, when I texted you that I just got it. You remember, mind you, I think it got delivered 2 days before. I haven't been home for 3 days, and I've been home for like a few hours. I've been awake at home for like 2 hours, and I just slept, got up, go to work. So it's still in the package. So tonight I should be able to mess with it.
All right, take your time. Just worrying.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a video on it and everything.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
No worries. What par meter?
Hold on, I gotta mute. I'm gonna mute myself real quick.
Dev, what par meter do you use?
It's the Semi.
All right.
It's not even mine. It's my buddy's that I borrowed like ages ago, and he hasn't wanted it back yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Just big fish. Ooh. Ooh, Paul, you're selling your diffusers. Ooh. Hey, Dev, how do you feel about your Ecotech diffusers?
I like them. I love them.
Uh,
I don't know, the light. I like the color blending. I like that there's no crazy disco-y artifact effect. Like you don't get the weird colors in the shadows.
okay. I took mine off.
Mhm.
I think with T5s, that blending and stuff is muted anyway. And I think with the T5s, they have almost no. With the T5s and the if you're running the LEDs only, and I think you'll see the color separation more. But
Mhm.
when you have the T5s, I think it handles the blending, a lot of the blending with it. But then the T5s mute the shimmer so much, so it's almost like you have no shimmer. So
Mm.
I kind of I took it off yesterday, and I think I like it.
You like this crazy shimmer?
It's not coming from a Kessel. It's not a crazy shimmer, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, when it's on with the T5s, the T5 the T5 mutes it enough that it's okay for me.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess with the T5 it would do that. That makes sense.
Just got to reply to an email. Oh wow. No, sorry, I got distracted a little bit. Work email. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Stepper motors. We're talking about Lawrence G is talking about stepper motors. Stepper motors are the big seller for me. I don't want a Neptune product or other controller linked product. So this will probably be the one I buy.
I wish it was out now though. I don't like this whole waiting till fall thing.
By the way, this is not a stepper motor. That is one thing I am sure of. This Red Sea is not a stepper.
They said it is. They're lying to us.
I think I saw somewhere where they said it's not a stepper motor. It's something else.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I saw it's not a stepper motor. I think Miss Fox and I were talking about it on another stream.
What is it, a servo?
For this new Red Sea dose, it's not a stepper motor. It's
No, I'm saying, is it a servo?
servo. Yeah. I have no idea
servo?
what that means.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think they said servo.
Okay. Yeah, servos are strong.
Yes, while most high-end dosing I'm quoting from Reef Builders. While most high-end dosing pumps use stepper motors to achieve very high accuracy, Red Sea has managed to design a wildly accurate dosing machine by building it from the ground up with servo motors. Yep. So you said servo. So yep. So I have no idea what the heck that means.
Okay, so servos are using remote control. So they're really, really, really precise, especially like when throttle on and stuff like that. They're just very, 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 very precise. The only thing that's weird is servos generate a shitload of heat.
Hmm.
You know, they're almost like solenoids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you use instead of solenoids, people often use servos too because they have like so much torque. They use servos to open and close valves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really weird. So they're like the next best thing to a solenoid. You know, but they can't get wet or anything like that. So yeah, like if you ever had an RC remote control car, like a gasoline one, what controls the throttle is a servo. So they're very, very precise, like extremely precise.
Nice.
Yeah. I to be honest, I hear what you're saying, so I don't know if it'll work. I think as far as when I saw that, I have no idea what a servo motor is. So I was doing some research into seeing if there's anything else that uses a servo motor. and I couldn't tell. So
Oh, like tons of electronic stuff use it, like hobby stuff.
yeah, I meant in regards to reef stuff like those.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I mean, we'll see. I am willing to wait and see. It does look nice, and it doesn't look as big. It looks small. It looks
You know
almost
what?
like a coral box doser.
I bet I could fit it right there.
Yes, sir.
Have it hidden.
And it's 4 heads versus. You
Yeah,
know, if you could, even if you could stick a dose there, Devin, you still only have,
2.
2.
No, I 100% with you on that one. The only issue is it's not out till like fall.
And even then, I was saying I've been burned before with the whole app thing where you promised this app. I was using when I had the what was it? What light again? Kessel light, the AP700. The software it was a year before. I had the lights for a year, and after I sold it, even when I sold it after a year, the app was still in beta and still didn't have a lot of good features. It still crashed. So
oh, really? Eh?
I'm not saying this is Red Sea, but I'm just wary of, I don't think I would spend good money to buy something when the app is still in beta.
Yeah.
I'm not going down that road again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but the cool thing about this is if you use their dosing pump and you use their pumps, you'll be able to manage all of that in one app. And I'm pretty sure Red Sea is going to come out with other things that you can probably use to, manage. For instance, I know Terrence from Neptune has been talking about IOTA a lot with even some of the lights, like maybe the Neptune system, the Apex is going to be able to control like the AI lights. So let's say because when Red Sea sells you their max tanks, they do sell them with AI lights. So let's say you can see next year when you buy a Red Sea Max, this app controls your skimmer, controls the lights, controls your dosing pump, and if they ever, maybe rebrand or develop a return pump, you buy a Red Sea tank, you buy all these Red Sea devices with it, and there's one app to manage everything.
Yeah. No, very true.
Sounds good to me. It sounds like something I like my Red Sea tank, but I think if I go any bigger, it would probably be something custom. So,
yeah, if the Red Sea Peninsula was out at the time, I probably would have went with that. But sadly, there's not.
Yeah. If you want something that is ready-made that's going to look nice in your home, Red Sea is it. The sump. I don't like the sump. Not a fan of the sumps. But so you'd have to a little bit more in the sump. But I have to say the Peninsula, I think they've done a better job of kind of, designing it. Yeah, it has a refugium section now. I think the ATO is, they've made it so you can move it to a position in the tank that is less unobtrusive to you. I can also still see users modifying that ATO and using it as a refugium or somewhere else. I think it would be great as like even a quarantine tank or something. Put a power head on it. A quarantine is right under there. Quarantine or hospital tank is right there. So I kind of, but I think I was talking to my wife about this the other day. By the time you get a nice Red Sea Peninsula tank, you're just $1,000 or so away from getting exactly what you want in terms of a custom tank and maybe like a frame, aluminum frame stand. And so I think I'd rather, especially if you have a house, I think I'd rather
go custom,
spend a little extra money and get exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Right, lads, it's come to that time where I've got to go and get a wife. I'll leave that. Like I say, I'll leave the hangouts if you want to chat in the hangouts. But everyone in the chat,
good luck wife hunting.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to run out and get dinner. So if you want to spark up another stream later,
I don't know.
All right, I might.
Yeah, well, yeah, you do. You
All
do.
right, I might.
Like I say, I'm going away tomorrow, so I'm getting stuff packed.
You have another vacation?
I'm just going visiting someone.
Oh, pause. Hey, these guys get so much vacation time.
Listen, I only get 200 odd days off a year.
Only. There's only 365 days in a year.
I know. Woody gets. Yeah, I think I get 5 more days than Woody. I've done it in a year.
Nice.
All right, Dev. Let's go back to working hard. All right.
All right. Sounds
We
good.
North Americans, we actually have to work for a living.
Sadly so.
Yeah, cheers all for coming. Like I say, it's short and sweet again. It's been nice, been a nice little chatty. But yeah. Hope you all come back soon.
Okay, talk to you later.
I'll
See you
talk
later.
to you guys
Bye-bye.
later. All right.
All right. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.